Yo, Arthur, let me get into that first topic real quick.
When I was like mostly focused on dating white men and people ask me, oh, why don't you date black men? I'm like, black men ain't checking for me.
That's what she told me.
Legit. Like, no, they're not checking for me. And I kind of had to like check myself because it's like, are they really not checking for you or are you not checking for them? And to validate your reason for dating outside your race, you just blame it on them. And so once I did like start like focusing like, okay, let me be open to this. They were checking and they were really checking. I realized that the standards I held for black men were way higher than what I held for other races. And I literally had to like double down on myself. Like, girl, you tripping. What's the reason behind all of this?
What was the reason?
You feel me? And I think it was just like having a black father who wasn't like the example of the black man I wanted, at least in his marriage with my mother. So for me, it was just like, all right, you got to be like 10 times in comparison to what I'm settling for with these white men. Okay, I'm gonna start because that was me, y'all. Just seeing
that was? Oh, okay.
She looked a little familiar.
You did look a little
Okay, yeah. So I was making excuses. My first boyfriend was black. I'm gonna be real with y'all.
How old was that?
I was 16 to like 17 and a half. And then after that, I had a girlfriend. She was black too. And then
two for two.
Two for two. I started off strong, you know? And then I feel like once I like ventured out into Manhattan and I got into the hospitality industry, because that's where I work, I just kept on meeting white men who were just like flabbergasted by the way I looked. And I was making excuses. Like I was not checking for black men. If a black man tried to talk to me, I would be like, no. Like, but also it was the ones like on the street. Like, God.
They go to excuses.
Excuses. I was making excuses.
They was homeless or something? Like, yo, like
not homeless, but
we got our second boo.
Homeless. Wait, what? They were not homeless.
They was hugging the block?
They were hugging the block. Exactly.
Is that what you assumed or that's what you know?
Or did you see them like...
I mean, I'm from Canarsie, so it's like I even know every face because my family just... That's just, okay, my old cousins, like, it's either you know us or you don't or whatever. And the ones I didn't know, they just looked like...
So you were judging the book by the cover.
I was. And I really, I would say in like 2017, after I had my child from a Mexican man, because my child's father is not black either, I was like, hold on, what am I doing? Like, I'm attracted to them. They're attracted to me. They're trying to talk to me and I'm just not giving them the chance. And like I said, I really had to like, be real with myself and hold myself accountable as to why I wasn't open to dating them. And I've dated a lot of black men since then. But what? Go ahead.
A lot.
All right, call mate. I've been very open since then.
Okay.
I have dated white also.
Are you swirling?
With the swirl.
Why do you think that women always come to a realization that they need to change things after they have children? Like, what is it about?
I would say that was a specific. My intention wasn't like, I have a kid now, let me, blah, blah, blah. It was like, there's this black man who's interested in me and he, you know what I mean? Like, I like what I'm seeing. The conversation's great. He was the example of the black man that I wanted to be with compared to the ones who were trying to talk to me in the past, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't say there was anything to do with my child, honestly, because she is black in my eyes, yes, but her father's not black. So it wasn't that.
So the guy that you said is the example of what you wanted, that's what made you have the epiphany?
Yeah, I was like, oh, there are black men out there with...
Oh my God.
With what I want, like I'll be
with the qualities that you want.
Yeah.
There are some good black men out here.
Yeah,
that's what she
they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly what it was.
As long as you know.
But I've always had a crush on A$AP
Don't do
Rocky,
that.
though.
Don't do that. Like, you know, that man he's innocent until proven guilty. Like, we ain't gonna do that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what she said. She has not been getting
She had a bro. He left ASAP.
Oh, okay. I got you.
She like, you know, he has
no
swag.
What do you do? No, we love him. Stop. We love him.
See, they didn't hear about the
Allegedly, him and Rihanna broke up.
Rihanna, you need me?
It's
allegedly.
But we're not going into
Let's not get.
Wait, time out. Rihanna, I'm here. Okay,
I'm here.
She don't on YouTube that often, but you know what?
Maybe, you know what I mean? It might pop up in a...
Yeah, so let's get back to this topic. Let's stay on topic real quick. So, Anything y'all want to add to this before I dive into this? Because I need to dive into this. I want to hear what y'all want to say
about dating.
Do you think that people make excuses
100%
to justify dating outside their race? Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Why do you think that?
Well, I feel like mostly people say things as like, I didn't find what I was looking for here. So I decided to open up my, my circle, which I guess makes sense in, in actuality. Like, obviously, if you're not finding what you want to find, maybe you should be open to, other opportunities. Right. I'm sorry, just other options rather. But I do think that it's mostly a lot of women making excuses. Like, I don't want to have to they use the worst, almost stereotypes about Black men as an excuse to why they date outside of their race. And that's what really gets me. Because I grew up around a lot of great Black men. And so that's not my experience. And so when I hear a lot of women talking like that, it really irritates me, to be honest. So that's what I have to say about it. Anybody else?
I think familiarity creates contempt. Like if you're too close to someone and then your experiences with them are just bad, or like you have like two bad boyfriends or whatever, or two bad girlfriends, then that is how you kind of view that whole experience with like Black people or Black men or Black women, whatever, when dating. So even though that might not be the case, that might be like the fourth person might be the greatest person you ever be with, but you won't give that person a chance because the two experiences you have are just like You're just like, I'm turned off to this.
How is that like any different from dating from racist people, right? How is that any different from a white lady that's like, yeah, I had too many bad experiences with Black people, so now I'm just racist? Like, how is that any different from that? I really don't see like that, how that's any different, to be honest.
Was your experiences bad?
No, I was gonna say my Black boyfriend, he set the fucking standard for everyone else. Like, he was everything. It was me who was like, I'm young. Let's see what's out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, he wanted to wife you up right now in high school.
Yeah, pretty much.
See, I wanted to get on this topic because, men and women, Black men and women, they often do that to each other. Like, I know a lot of Black men that will say, oh, Black women are too, aggressive, too ghetto, this, that, and the third. That's why I named me a Becky or whatever the case is. And then vice versa. So it often comes down to the people that, they have their limited, not everybody, you can't possibly have dating every Black man in the world to know that all Black men ain't shit, or they this, that, and the third. So I'll be like, who'd you date? Yeah, I had this one guy, he cheated on me, niggas ain't shit. I'm like, bro, you came to that conclusion over one person? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Now I want a girlfriend.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what
I also had a Black woman who, because of the media and how white men are portrayed in media and romantic movies.
I was gonna get into that. Wait.
So everybody thinks
Made in Manhattan.
So she said, she said to me, well, white men are more romantic. I said, how would you know that? You ever dated one? No, they just are. So you automatically assume that most white men, it's almost like this Jesus complex that some Black women have, and men.
It's the white savior.
Yeah, like, it's like, oh, well, he must be, you know what I mean, the greatest guy. All the romantic movies, Christian Greys and all the, bro, these dudes be riding city bikes.
50 Shades of Doe.
And this is another thing that I went to about the standard, holding them to a higher standard. There's white dudes living in Williamsburg, living in rooms, riding city bikes, right?
Skateboards.
But like you gotta have a car off the rip.
But the Black man gotta have the car, the Benz, the BMW.
And you can't live in your mom's crib.
Can't live in your mom's crib. Like, so,
and it can't be leased. You have to buy it. It has to be bought in cash.
So, like I said, there is and I often do see Black women put Black men in a box as well. Like, he has to fit a certain stereotype. You gotta be a thug. You gotta be hood, super masculine. You know what I mean? Like, tattoos with the 6 feet, like, and then I see y'all date Chad, and bro, that nigga look like, I don't know.
Different.
He's the opposite. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, but he loves me, and he treats me like I'm like, bro, but you wasn't looking for that in Black men. Like, you know what I mean? So, like I said, and I'm not just gonna blame Black women, because Black men do the exact same thing. Like, you know what I mean? So they think they submissive, they treat you better, like this, that. I'm like, bro, like, how many women you dated? Well, I had a couple of girls, she used me, this, that, and the third. Like, bro, like, that's not every Black woman. Like, you know what I mean? Facts. So, what y'all gotta say about this? Like, he gonna pose.
Y'all done ran through everything.
Lost
some words.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, what I was about to say is people need to stop judging people by how they look. You feel me? Because she was saying she's running into men that want to talk to her, and she just judging them off like they might be dressed a certain way. I don't know how you judging them. I'm just saying.
Hey, yo, ma, what's up? Let me talk to you.
So every
you ugly anyway.
So every nigga that came up to you was, hey, yo, ma, let me talk to you.
It was always like that.
Like, that happens a lot. If we're being honest, as women, that does happen a lot.
It does.
But as women, we understand that that's just a certain percentage of men.
Yeah.
And you have to look at the environment also. Like I said, like this was in Canarsie, Brooklyn. First of all, I'm not even allowed to talk to anyone where I live. That's just based on the G code of my cousins who are like, I may possibly know your older cousin who's like known in the neighborhood. So no, I can't even entertain it. And that's just my reality. So like I said, I was in the city meeting these white men. If I was meeting a nice
even a black man in the city, you were still looking at them like they was
that's not true. They were not checking for me in the city.
Her voice, it went up a couple of decimals. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, because I have to be very specific. Okay.
So the black men in the city were not checking for you?
No.
Let me ask you a question. These white men that you met in the city, were you shooting your shot at them or were they shooting your shot at you?
No, I don't shoot my shot.
Okay. I do find black women are easier. They will shoot their shot to a white man. They will start a conversation with the nigga. You know what I mean?
You wasn't giving them the look? Or, you know
Where's that statistic at?
Ain't no statistic.
Honestly, a lot of it came down, when I think about it now, I'll be very honest and very real. White men let me explore my sexuality. Like, that's what I'm going to say on that.
Wait.
Okay.
No.
We just warned you about
Okay.
Now, when you say they let you explore, what exactly were you exploring?
Dora the Explorer.
I wanted to be a dominatrix, so things I knew would not.
You definitely got to go to a white dude for that.
Okay.
No, I have a whole black man.
And he let you
100%. Oh, I mean, what?
Like he got the dog collar on, like.
Oh, no, he
the
like
cat talk.
Oh, maybe I should keep
not the cat collar.
A gag. Shut up.
Ball gag.
A ball gag.
Anyway, I was just like, no, I'm not gonna go to black men with this. Like they're not even into this shit. So let me go take advantage of white men, and then when I'm ready to settle down, I'm gonna come back home.
So are you getting it out your system?
She did it for slavery.
So did you get out your system?
You reverse slavery, like
Got my reparations.
Did y'all see what Mano said?
Oh yeah.
Yes, he just said that. Yeah. But he said he was joking though. But he said he was joking.
Oh, okay.
He said he was joking though.
Oh, okay. I didn't see all of it.
Yeah, he did say he
That's
was
what I
joking,
get for
though,
jumping
like-
to conclusions.
That's
So,
my truth.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that is interesting. I didn't know you was gonna take it there, but
Well.
I